What is up, gamers? I am hearing myself. Okay. Anyways, you have an exciting Sonic Heroes run to go towards, but it has been one day since we started the stream. We have about 2 days left to go. Last year, and not the same, we raised $1,129. If we beat that by this time tomorrow, when I do my Team Chaotix run, I will do that new game. And for those who know, well, you know, that means Mad Matrix without Chaos Control. That means doing the Arc without Chaos Control. Basically a lot of stages get really bad. So that'll be fun. So if you want to see me suffer and you hate me, do it for a good cause, for charity. 1,129. Let's beat that by my run tomorrow.
All right,
Take it away,
let's absolutely get on that. And in the meantime, between now and then, we've of course got more Sacer action for you to enjoy, because coming up right now, we've got the one and only Vintage McNugget, who is going to be running Team Rose LTS in Sonic Heroes. So let's swing things on over and get that going.
It's a more realistic file.
Yeah.
Right,
We're not skipping on this one.
Hello, welcome to the run.
The run.
Welcome to the run. We've all been waiting.
You just introduced it, so yeah, I'm Gameit. I'm gonna be one of the commentators.
And I'm Freefall. I'm also going to commentate Vintage's run here. This should be good.
I'm Vintage.
Everyone's.
I'm gonna do the run.
Yeah. Hope everyone's having a good morning.
Rose LTS is one of the categories in Sonic Heroes. It's like the easiest, and it's also maybe the most consistent and the shortest. And of course that means at the high level it's like one of the most optimized, where like you get away with like any mistake. But
Basically, yeah.
yeah.
Are we ready for me to start?
I think so.
Alright. Should I do a countdown or anything, or no? Just go straight into it.
I think you're just ready to start,
Alright?
unless I'm mistaken.
Then I'll just start.
We're up! You can count on me!
Good luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good luck, Vinny.
Thank you.
Alright, so Team Rose starts out with Seagate. This is a unique level to them. It's basically meant to be a tutorial, and it is super unique in the way you play it, because you see he keeps stopping and these text boxes appear that he has to mash A to get through. And there's no like limit to how fast you can mash them, so you're rewarded with good mashing skills right off the bat.
Yeah, this is one of the most unique things to Rose, and a lot of people really dislike it. I think both me and Joey happen to be big fans of it. I don't know about
Oh, let's go.
Vintage though. But
I've grown to like it, and I just know how to deal with it, I guess.
Yeah, it's obviously a lot of inputs, but it feels really satisfying to do well when you're like expecting, when you know exactly where the text boxes are and how you have to like position your hands to like mash them. It's like very rewarding, I think. It's cool.
yeah, you might have noticed that Vintage is actually playing on Japanese. That also because of the text boxes. Rose is like the only one where there's actually a preference to choosing languages. You do encounter fewer text boxes. I know me and Katie and Focus, I think, went through and counted text boxes to see, and like Japanese is the only one with fewer text boxes.
Yeah,
Probably because the other languages were just like translated using the number of text boxes from English.
And this was a
Right, yeah.
recent thing, right?
It was quite recent.
Yeah.
This was only like a month or two ago. We found Japanese has 12 fewer text boxes, which equates to like 1 second. It's pretty funny. However long it takes you to press A 12 times, that's how much time it's gonna save you. 1 or 2 seconds.
But still, it has shifted the whole player base to choosing Japanese before starting, because
Saves
why
time.
not?
Why not? Yeah.
That could be the difference.
And
Alright,
Seaside
start at
Hill.
Seaside Hill starts with what this is called a Rocket Excel hammer jump, I guess you could say. It's kind of like the mid-air kick in Sonic Heroes if you just watch the tournament on that. And Vintage gets it.
That was a good start by
Very precise.
Vinny. He also got the catch-up flight up to the bobsled, which was cool. You saw Cream kind of flew up diagonally towards where the bobsled starts. That's like a unique trick where you build up a bunch of speed and then switch right to Cream. And as she's catching up to flight formation, you can input flight excels that will get you like a cool boost upwards like that. That's a very clean Seaside Hill so far.
Yeah, one of the most common movement techs that you'll be seeing in Rose is the ground excel, where you belly flop with Big, and before you land, you buffer a switch to Amy, and then once Amy lands, she's gonna land with full speed. And we're also gonna be seeing umbrella cancels, which is like the same kind of concept, but before you land, you press A. Just before landing. It's kind of light input, but once you get used to it, it's really consistent.
I'll take a 117.
Yeah.
There you can land with speed and stay as big, so it's like lots of cool movement options with Rose.
117, quite good.
We're like awesome.
Yeah, this game has so many different moves that you can use and so many different ways to both build up speed and maintain it. And it's a very cool game in that regard because there's a lot of different ways to do things that are all fast. So it creates a lot of like unique play styles between players. A perfect example of that are these doors in Ocean Palace. There are a bunch of different ways to open them pretty fast. Vinny opting to use 2 belly flops there, chained together. So you have to hit the doors twice, and you'll see that Vinny uses 2 belly flops, but on the second belly flop, he uses it as a ground excel. That was a little strange there. That was breaking it with just 1 belly flop. So like I was saying, there's multiple different ways to open them.
Oops.
Then yeah, Vinny didn't want to fall down there, but he uses a really cool backup where he bounces on that spring and then homing attacks backwards, and that actually sends you up into a ramp behind him.
Yeah, I really like that the shred that Vintage just did. There's 2 rocks, which can be dealt with kind of like the other doors, but since you're just after a speed pad, you can actually do a single standing B press with Big and destroy both. Really fun.
Alright, let's see how the turtle section goes here. Yeah, I'm gonna go on the little side wall and jump over to the next turtle.
Yeah, this turtle section is like one of the most like overcooked parts of any level in Rose. Like the strats you can do now, you can skip like bow springs. You know, you can skip the cannon. I said bow springs, the spring and the cannon. And usually using some kind of ridiculous umbrella cancels and really tight gameplay.
Like awesome.
I should lab that. I have not.
Oh, and I don't think you should. It's just a lot of risk.
There's ways
Honestly.
to do it faster than what Vinny just did, but it gets very difficult very fast.
Mhm.
Alright, here's Egghawk. So, in the casual playthrough, you probably chase after Egghawk going forward. We're going to do the opposite, though. We're immediately going to turn around, actually, for 2 different reasons. We got an invincibility power-up in this box on the right here. We're going to grab that, and it also has the nearest, like, little beach area. So if we lure Egghawk back far enough, then he's going to come back and land here, and as you can see, we can do a ton of damage.
Yeah, Egghawk can kind of have problems with Team Rose specifically. There's some issues where, like, if you ground excel some like platforms, they just don't let you get the speed from it, and it really doesn't make any sense. And Egghawk is basically one of the biggest culprits of that, but luckily that didn't happen here. So Grand Metro is a really cool level. We'll be seeing the start of some more flashy tricks
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna do laser clip.
Amy, are you sure Mr. Sonic is here?
I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Doubt about it. My heart is never wrong.
Sure, Lou, we can see an attempt at least.
No. I don't
No.
want
Okay. Awesome.
Alright. Well, Grand Metro starts with a bunch of pause rolls, which we haven't talked about. So it's
I don't
fast.
do them.
Oh,
But
you don't do them? Okay.
no.
It's all good.
I don't do any pause buffers.
But as you saw Vintage just do accidentally, if you release B out of a roll in this game, depending on your team, different things happen. In Rose, like, you get a really slow hammer attack, and so whenever you need to let go of B out of a roll, in Rose, what you do is you pause, and then you release B, and then you unpause, and that way you stop the roll, but the hammer attack doesn't come out because the B release doesn't happen during gameplay. So
And it's the same hammer attack you did in Seaside Hill to cross the gap. So a lot of times we'll use the hammer on purpose to cross large gaps, and then other times we really don't want to use it, especially when we're on the ground trying to maintain speed, because it'll just stop us completely.
And I got the 50-50, so we're gonna go for horror strat as well.
Let's go.
yeah, you just saw Vintage cross that giant gap, keeping all the speed from the ramp, and then switching to Cream. I almost said Charmy, which would have been really dumb, especially. But yeah, he kept all the speed, jumped across, and then there's like a little, I guess, gap under the bridge. It's more like you just get under the bridge, and then once you rise up, the game just pops you up out on the other side. So.
Yeah, that was well done. Alright, so Vinny was talking about going for Aura Strat, which is a strat coming up here. So you'll see he has level 2 Cream already. He's been very intentionally getting checkpoints as Cream to level her up for this part right here, where you can just thunder shoot these 3 flappers, and then you see Amy press that switch from way back there. So that's
Nice.
a really cool optimization.
It's my goal.
Yeah, and before Aura timed that, what people were doing was landing and team blasting to kill all 3 robots and the one behind the door, and that loses a good amount of time.
Yep, so that's going to be the first of a couple different spots in the run where level 2 Cream is prioritized for that exact reason. You could just kill enemies really fast and from far away.
Too bad, I guess.
Yeah, 234. This is actually one of the longer stages in Rose, and it's not too long. That's why it's a lot more friendly to get into Sonic Heroes to Team Rose than like Team Sonic. Obviously, like I think a bigger factor than people give credit for sometimes is just what characters you like. If you like Team Sonic, the characters, then go ahead and play Team Sonic.
Damn.
Ooh, that was a good attempt at it. I didn't know if you were going to see one. But he's
No.
trying to skip this initial elevator that we spawn on, which is possible. So if you thunder shoot when you go through the speed rings, you get the boost from them and also are actionable after the fact. So then you could start another flight and basically chain them all the way up and then get what's called an emergency flight at the very end for the last tiny bit of height you need. But it is very difficult to do. That was a solid attempt at it.
Yeah, it saves about 15 seconds, I believe, if you do it optimally, but I've heard all kinds of different numbers also. I don't know why I've heard so often that only saves 10 seconds, so.
I usually say like it's 12 versus doing nothing, and then like 6 if you get like the second half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see power plant's basically almost over. This is just the last little gap here.
Yeah, not too bad.
I still
was
think I
another
saved time
section.
over PP.
Nice. There was another section towards the end there where there's a lot of different things you can do. You saw Vinny go all the way down to the bottom round and take the spring. You can also use, there's a rail on the side, and you can do another catch-up flight, which is what I was talking about in Seaside Hill if you want. You can do a mid-air hammer to like a platform jutting out from the wall on the left side. So, like I was saying, there's a lot of different ways to go fast.
Amy, knock it off. There's no time to play.
Team Sonic, this is actually one of the more annoying team boss fights in the game.
Tails just didn't move.
Oh, you got him. That was funny.
Yeah, there's you see probably the most player like variation on this fight. Everyone has their own like little conspiracy theories about like how best to do it, I guess, for lack of a better word, because we all just do it a different way, because we all like mess around with it and it's
Whatever
never
we're
quite-
comfortable with.
But yeah, whatever we believe will work, we do. So.
Alright, Casino Park's a really cool level. This one is one of the shorter ones. But you can get it as low as like 47 if you do everything. I think we'll be seeing somewhere around like 1 minute though.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the beginning you can like rocket excel at the very start and then round the corner with the umbrella and get to the spring really fast. And then here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna fall as far down this table as we can and then land on it. You see, we went over those like square blocks that usually bounce us around, which is really good because A, we don't get slowed down by them, and B, we can also choose which path we want to go down. We really want to go down the center one like Vinny did, or else we're gonna be trapped on the pinball table for a long time.
Yeah, that pinball table is by far the worst one in the game, I think. Like, if you are off the path that you want to take, then, like, you will be losing a lot of time trying to get back, because there's just no, like, consistent ways to go. Let's see about this. Okay. I don't know if Big's gonna make it, personally.
Oh my
He
god.
does, wow.
That was so close.
The setup was really kind of sideways, but it looks like Vintage knows how to do it, so.
Yep.
Yeah, what
So-
he did there was he kind of jumped and then Thunder shot his teammates off the very top, just using a Thunder shoot and like, yeah, shooting them against the table. They roll off the top with enough speed to make it to the ending platform, but only if you have Cream selected.
Yep. And it's worth noting that on pinball tables, the game behaves in a way that it doesn't anywhere else, where when you switch to characters, you're just going to teleport wherever they are. They're not going to come to where you are. And that we use that to our advantage there, where they're in the pinball state as they're flying to the gold ring platform. And as long as we switch to them before... Well, we can switch to them after they land. As long as we switch to them and we're on the pinball table, we're going to go to the gold ring with them.
Yep. Bingo Highway actually is a pretty fun stage for Team Rose. For other teams where I guess you're not looking for a longer level. It can be pretty frustrating, but I mean the level has gameplay, so.
Yep.
It is a level.
So we try to skip most pinball tables. This one's a little unavoidable though, but that was excellently done by Vinny. Very nice. We can do what's called flipper tech there, where if we hold down A, the flippers are up, and we can have our character approach them in that position, and then if we unpress and repress really fast, they'll clip through the flipper and then get hit by it. And that was really well done.
Yeah, Vintage has been getting level 2 cream for this moment to insta-kill these robots with the Thunder Shoot. We see a door skip attempt.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
That was really close to the door, but
I didn't think Cream
it
was
was
gonna
lightning
show
with
up.
lightning with the button press. You got it.
Yep, so there are certain doors that you can roll through if you have enough speed, and Bingo Highway is a good candidate for that because the doors are very thin here.
Really?
So
Really?
Vinny did a specific setup where he ground excelled towards the door, and then right before he hits it, he gets a rock excel from Cream and rolls, and it was just enough.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Yep. So there is the same mechanic of going to where your characters are on pinball tables, but in that case it works against you. So if your characters are further back in the stage, then you got to make sure you don't switch to them in those spots.
Now these robot wave fights in Team Rose are like basically the most filler they could be. They're both pretty easy. I think maybe it's on Robot Carnival. Joey can tell me. I think you can get unlucky, but I don't remember the situation.
You can get unlucky, but you increase your odds of getting cream level ups if you do what Vinny just did. So you see Team Blast did, which is normal, but also another subtle thing he did was switch to big when he did it, and so that increases the odds of a cream level up dropping, because when you defeat robots, you're going to get drops for characters that you're not playing as. So he wants cream level ups. He specifically does the Team Blast without cream, or not as cream, so that he can get the level up he needs.
Yeah, and one thing about how the levels work specifically in Rose is at the beginning he flew up to a balloon that gave him Team Blast, and then once he got Team Blast, everybody in the team gets a level. This is the only team that does that, where you get levels for doing Team Blast, and so you'll see basically the levels are so much more consistent and nice for Rose because of that. And the other Team Wave, we also do a Team Blast, and so that'll get big your minimum level 1 that he needs to do his combo.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're coming up on Vinny's favorite stage, Rail Canyon.
I hate it so much. It's so bad. My Rail Canyon is not the best, but everything else is pretty good.
Yeah, Rail Canyon's been going through like almost like a renaissance. Like so many new strats and stuff are being found on it.
So many weird glides. Joey loves glides. It's his favorite mechanic.
Especially when they're off of rails. Yep, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this turn here and land on the rail further down like that. That saves a good amount of time. And there's also a gap here we're gonna cross instead of switching this blue rail to red so that we can get over here. Just jump that gap as well. And I'm not sure if Vinny does the
I was gonna
Eula
jump,
strat.
but I ended up not. What, Eula strat?
Yeah.
You know, I did it with Big earlier by mistake, and I made it.
Wow.
There we go. That was the strat I was talking about. Another skip, just skipping another chunk of the rail section.
Yeah, here you're also going over an intended part of the level, just I guess standing on some weird part of extra geometry on the outside of that building, so
Mhm. And that was nice. So we don't have to tornado the poles. We can do Rocket Excel there. Works just the same, a little bit faster.
yeah, I seem to recall Vintage telling me that I should never Rocket Excel there, but I guess times have changed.
I meant like don't rocket excel like at the pole. That's probably what I meant.
That's what you just did.
No, next to
He
it.
was kind of aiming at the barrel.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that would stop his momentum.
I see, I see.
The worst thing you can do is if you Rocket Excel and like miss the pole,
Really?
you can get turned around by the walls and then carry all that momentum outwards.
So one thing you see Vinny do is a lot of character switches on the rail. So switching between Amy and Big is going to speed him up quickly or accelerate him quickly, just because you're canceling the speed up animation over and over.
Yeah.
We're like awesome.
There's also balancing on rails, but it's pretty straightforward. I guess it's actually extremely not straightforward. It's just not. It's not very consequential. Even bad balancing on rails is going to be pretty good at saving just a little bit of time.
Yeah, if you really want to get nerdy about going fast in this game, like rail speed is very complicated.
Yeah.
You want to balance on rails, like Game It said, you gotta know like when you hit top speed, because that character switching thing I was talking about actually isn't useful after a certain point. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, you gotta know exactly which rails to balance on.
Looks like 27.
This is a 27 for sure.
Yeah, Bullet Station is a very short level, and there's a very little gameplay before this first cannon cycle that only shoots once every about 3 seconds. So players like basically memorize which cycles are good, and they have expectations about them. So. I mean, I know they do that with the cycles on the other teams also, but I never got that good to monitor that. So.
Yeah, I'm usually not as worried about those. This was a good bullet station.
Yep.
I'll
Just
take a
gotta make-
116.
Yeah, 116 is very good.
We're like awesome.
Up
Right now,
next
it's time
is
for Vintage's favorite fight, I guess.
I guess.
Vinny, the only egg albatross lover in the whole world, I think.
Let's hope Albie loves me today.
The Team
there-
Rose is like the only team,
Something
I guess.
weird in there.
Oh, I haven't played Dark, but I think the only team where like Egg Albatross is like pretty consistent.
I don't mind it with Sonic, but yeah, it's not too bad with these guys.
I'm very bad at the first cycle on Sonic, so.
So there are 3 phases to Albatross, and in a speedrun setting, you generally want to finish them when you expect to. As you can see, Albatross is kind of like swaying back and forth, left to right. And so if things don't go as expected, he's going to be in spots that you're not expecting him to be in, and that can get really scary. Because if you ever get hit by him and you're near the ledge, then there's a good chance you fall off. But the nice thing about Team Rose is that Big has a lot of invulnerability when he does his combo. So even if Albatross is like pushing into you when you're attacking him, you're probably not going to get hit off. In other situations though, when you're playing as like Chaotix, for example, Vector does not have that same invulnerability, and it's very dangerous to attack him basically anytime.
Yeah, with Chaotix, you have to be very, I guess, aware of like how far back the ship's gonna move, so you can make sure that you're not getting pinched against it by the end of your combo.
Hmm.
But Team Sonic and Team Rose are better in those instances.
All right, Frog Force starts out with a really cool glide off his vine.
Yeah, you
Nice.
keep so much speed off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
If you want, you can even do that glide off to the right and catch the loop like further down. It's pretty cool. And
Yeah,
we're
General
also
Frog Force is kind of just a blast in every single team that I've played so far, so...
yeah, this is a
Hope that's
good
the case for
stage.
Dark also.
Mm-hmm. All right, are we gonna be skipping the loop here?
Oh,
Okay, nice.
you,
That
you
is.
have to kind of delay that homing attack a little bit more than you would think, because otherwise you can... Well, you can die, and the loop can reverse you. It's just
Yeah,
good coding.
that's way harder than Vinny made it look there. You can get like backwards rails or loop speed, like Game was saying. The loop can just kill you sometimes.
Taking the flower. I'm sorry, guys.
He's doing the Emerald Shred.
Yeah.
Very famously. Okay. Wait, that's not the Emerald Shred.
No, the Emerald.
I was
can't
wondering
be
why you were
skipping the
saying.
flower.
I don't know. It's been a while since I played Rose.
That's fair. I was taking the
He's
flower.
doing
I'm
the
sorry.
casual Shred. Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
We're like awesome.
Alright, Lost Jungle. This is another really good stage in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh, I
another
love
stage,
Lost Jungle.
another stage you can get under a minute. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, you gotta ball out, but you can do it.
We're gonna start with a jump right up the slope, jumping at the steepest part of the slope to send yourself at the highest, and then
I'm not going for boner
Not
time.
gonna
I'm
see-
sorry.
Oh no.
Sorry,
do
game.
the bonus climb, named after the completely independent bonus strat found by Deku.
Surely. Oh, I like how Amy just wasn't there. Very cool.
Yeah, you see lots of skipping loops in this game. Oh, Cream is dead.
We lost Cream, but we should
believe,
need
yeah.
her.
The jellyfish, I believe, is gonna
Oh, I almost hit the.
despawn by the time the next checkpoint comes.
I don't need her regardless, though. So it doesn't matter. Cool.
It's important to grab one of the two checkpoints up to this point with Big, so you have the level 2 combo to deal with all the enemies.
Well, you could also do it as level 1 as well, I believe.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I said. Unless
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
s-
say that.
You said 2.
You said you gotta grab at least one of the checkpoints so you can do level 2 combo.
Awesome. So intelligent.
Super duper happy.
And I'm gonna do the new strat where I do absolutely nothing. So.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, Team
Yeah.
Chaotix, it was always pretty easy with Rose, but there were
It's
some
even
things like
easier.
if you delay the tornado too much after you jump, then they can attack before they get attacked. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's kind
I
of
found you
funny.
could literally just press nothing and beat the fight. Don't know how we didn't find this sooner. I mean, people used to belly flop and restart the level. I yearn for those days.
That one was close, man. I don't know. I don't
That
know.
was close. Yeah. So you can literally not even touch the controller. You get 1073 every time, which the funniest part about it is that that's a good time. Like, before we were doing tornadoes and usually getting 12s, if you were lucky, you would get like a low 10.
For me, it was
Now it's
usually like a
like-
13. And I didn't do the
Yeah.
weird stuff where like you're next to the box or whatever. That makes them die faster.
Yeah, no, this is infinitely easier, and it's like faster than most Team Chaotix fights you're gonna get normally.
Yeah, there was some kind of calculus where you could only do 1 or 2 tornadoes to get faster times, but it's also like way riskier to do that. Like I would always spam tornadoes until I saw that they were dead. So
yeah, gone are the days of Charmy just randomly living there. It's nice.
You know, I've never had that happen to me ever.
I envy you. All right, here we got the door clip. Nice.
Nice, second try.
Good stuff.
I was trying to go for the slope jump.
Yeah,
So
Hit
that
Castle
one-
is like absolutely one of the shortest levels in the game.
Yeah. He clipped through that door a little differently than the ones he did in Bingo Highway. He used a cream clip there, so all you have to do is rocket excel at the door, and then switch to cream right as you hit it, and you saw what it looks like. She kind of just phases through it.
Yeah, and this level is so short because we just skip these large sections by jumping down where there aren't death planes for some reason. And this time you skip right to the goal ring.
We're like awesome.
Mystic Mansion time. I love Mystic Mansion.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's probably one of my favorite levels.
We got a vintage original strat coming up here.
Surely I'll do it.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's so much easier than not doing it.
So in this room coming out, we're gonna open this door, and then we're going to hit the enemy to open the cage from way back here, which is something that Vinny found out you could do. Before we were running all the way back there and killing him, running all the way back to the orb.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of Team Rose Mystic Mansion. It's so short to the point that it's like comically short. You know, like
it's longer
30...
than Hank Castle.
That's true.
It's longer. But look at the gameplay. Look at the gameplay.
Yeah, that's true. Ride trolley and win.
About half of the stage is just the trolley. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's funny how much shorter it is than like Sonic and Dark.
Yeah.
Because those are so the. This is like one of the longer levels with them.
Oop. No.
See the Mikey box? Not really, but good enough.
Oh, and Vinny's a right side taker. That's right.
Yeah, everyone goes left
Ooh,
for no reason, I guess. But the spooky boost. Yeah, that's one of the cooler like tricks in Rose if you want to push it to the absolute limit are these zips. I guess due to the way that big hurt boxes, or I don't know, because they're kind of prominent in Team Chaotix and Rose, but not quite as much in Sonic. I'm not sure about Dark because I obviously haven't played it. But either way, when you thunder boost like into a ledge that you're just like basically like
no funny frame.
it's like the middle. It's like in the middle of your totem. Then you'll just get a large speed boost on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to describe, but that's what spooky boost is.
So this is just Team Blast glitching the whole hopefully 10 seconds. Yeah, that's not gonna be 10 seconds.
Yeah, so he's switching to cream and then pressing B and X on the same frame.
Just do the thing, please.
And it basically gives you a big burst of Team Blast meter. So Team Blast glitching that first phase gets rid of him and gives you a big level.
Yep, you can see how useful level 1 big is for this fight. That's why the very first thing we want to do is Team Blast, so we get that level guaranteed.
I almost had a brain fart of what to do here.
Yeah, Robot Storm is very short. Hardly anything in it, so it's basically fully capped on how fast you can do Team Blast glitches.
How do you feel about Egg Fleet, Vinny?
I like it. Hopefully.
Mhm. Any cool tricks in it? Maybe towards the end.
Yeah, but we're not gonna do the roll one.
Wait,
Wait.
what?
Like, I'm not gonna do like what you do. I'm gonna do the team
Oh.
blast one. Oh, you're talking about my strat? Yeah, yeah.
I think you're
Sure.
gonna do something that I don't do that you do.
That surely saves time. Maybe we'll see how I
I'm
feel.
not gonna lie, I was completely unaware of what you were trying to say, Joey.
Yeah, I was. Like, we're talking about like Egg Fleet Warp, but like the cool one, right?
Not that one.
The one that I do. No one else does.
Yeah, it was one of the longer stages, I guess. Well, for Team Rose,
Nope.
it's still pretty short.
I think he wanted a mid-air hammer there. We could go all the way to this rail.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one of those ground excel moments I was talking about where you do the ground excel and nothing happens. And I think it's just not really known why that happens. For Team Rose, I feel like it's especially common.
Maybe because Big's so big.
It's gotta be it.
I mean, it could be, yeah, but
Alright, using the fence there, really cool strat.
oh, but he doesn't get the checkpoint.
Surely I won't need it.
We don't need checkpoints.
Yeah, Egg Fleet Warp is pretty consistent in Rose. We're gonna see Vintage. What he's gonna do is he's gonna do Team Blast glitches up here to get Team Blast. And that's because of another kind of added bonus to Team Blasts in Team Rose is they give you speed shoes, and that'll just make this jump really easy as Cream.
Yep. So it makes this jump easy, and it also makes this next part easy, where we're trying to hit an invisible trigger in the air. That's going to load the next part of the stage. Yep, it just appears.
I had to do the snap kick method, but we got it.
And that skips the propeller, which I believe also takes like 50 seconds in this category.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna see.
Oh no, I didn't do it. I
Oh,
forgot.
you didn't
Oops.
do it.
Oh no.
You didn't do it.
Yeah, so there's a strat called Vintage Wall Run,
I knew that was
which
gonna
I
bring
believe
that up.
loses time, but it's kind of funny looking.
Jesus, that was something. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Oops.
He always complains when we don't do it, but then he also doesn't do it, I guess. So kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was because I got that nice spring, and that nice spring kind of made me want to keep doing it.
Yeah,
But I got the zip, so that was cool.
That's fair.
that was cool.
Also, I still don't know what the snap kick method for Egg Fleet Warp is. Vinny always says it.
So I thundershot, and then if you thundershoot and it loads the next area, you can just hold the B button, like we do in Hang Castle, when we're doing the gravity manip, and it usually will save it. I could show you after. I kind of did it, but kind of ran out of. It kind of popped up early. It's when you're slightly off.
I think you meant holding the A button to like fall slowly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
I'm a little preoccupied right now.
Yeah, no, Vinny's gaming right now. This is a good Final Fortress so far.
And I'm gonna do what everyone hates.
Oh, Freezy strat.
Freezy strat.
Let's go.
Oh, this is gonna close.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
That was a
So
little
basically,
scary.
usually I guess the preferred method for doing that is to do a umbrella cancel on the floor and then immediately switch to Charmy and jump. But you can kind of just do a regular ground excel and keep your speed by going around the boxes without hitting any walls, which is really funny looking. But I believe it's proven itself to be a
No
legitimate
cheese strat.
Dang.
And I have no rings. I'm gonna
Careful on the. Yeah, okay.
nice. In the Rocket Excel to activate all 3 switches at the
Should
same
I
time.
be risky and do it with
Go for
Amy?
it.
No. Okay. Fine.
Never doubt Vintage again. The GOAT.
Uh-oh, we're gonna hit
Not bad, not great.
Nice.
That was mostly clean. That was pretty good.
Thank you. Hopefully we should end this with 38.
Awesome.
Below 38.
Yeah, I think that's about what we're on pace for here.
Yeah.
So we got Egg Emperor, final boss fight here. Another instance of wanting level 2 cream. We got a capsule that spawns right behind Emperor, so what we're going to do is get past him right away and grab that. And then get a balloon by sending cream through a ramp. Or a speed ring, I should say, in the air. Popping a balloon for level 2.
Yep, and then when you Thunder Shoot Egg Emperor at the core, your teammates hopefully just latch on and do a lot of damage every second.
I'll show you what real evil is.
Damn. Oh well. Whoop.
Yeah, it's tricky to get by Egg Emperor there at the start.
Yeah, she's done.
Okay. So we got level 2. We're just gonna wait for Emperor to charge us, and we're gonna attack at the same time so we don't take damage. And then switch to cream immediately and start thunder shooting.
okay. It's not over yet.
And that should finish him off.
Cool.
Yep.
GG's.
GG.
GG Vintage.
No golds. But I think it went well.
Is that plus 45 on PV? That's not bad at all.
Yeah. So that logically that should be a mid 38.
Yep.
I'm happy we got a good run. I'm glad that you guys got to see a good run
Yeah.
and not me having a meltdown.
I don't remember any deaths. Do you?
No,
No,
I don't think I
so.
died.
Good
Very
stuff.
solid run.
Froggy!
Well, we got 6 minutes. What do we want to talk about?
You can talk about the tournament.
Oh yeah, we could talk about the Rose tournament in August, maybe my birthday. We'll see.
Yep. We're gonna have a Team Rose LTS tournament hosted on Sacer. It's gonna be, August 2024, of course, and I'm looking forward to it. Last Rose tournament was really fun. We got a lot of people into the game. We found a lot of new strats. Every time we host a tournament, we basically innovate on the category a lot. So
So if you like what you saw, feel free to practice and join the Sonic Heroes server and post, if you have any questions or anything, if you want to learn Rose or not. Or if you just want to watch during the tourney, feel free in August. But this is a little bit of what you're going to see come August.
yeah, we also have a very beginner-friendly Rose speedrun tutorial over on Freefall's YouTube channel.
Yeah, who's that guy?
I don't know. You made a cool video though. Yeah, if you just search Rose LTS tutorial, it'll come up. Or even just Sonic Heroes speedrun tutorial, it'll come up. As we've been saying, these levels are short, and the game is the category is beginner friendly. It doesn't take you that long to learn, so I'd say if you're interested, definitely, at the very least, check it out. Boot up the game for the first time in 10 years. See if you like it.
And don't do the PS2 version. Don't do the PS2 version. Do any other version. Or PC is separate, also. But what else? And if you want to try a different story, you can try Team Sonic. I don't recommend it, but you can try Team Sonic as your first category.
So I will also bring up there's going to be a GSA event in June
Yes,
for
I did hear about that.
Chaotix. Yeah, so twitch.tv/speedrun. We're going to be having a Chaotix event in a couple months with all the top runners in person. That's going to be really hype.
That
Yeah,
is
we're gonna
our
get a lot of.
that's
we're
our
gonna get a lot of these
first in-person
commentators.
like battle, right? First in-person Sonic Heroes event with multiple people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting probably just the same commentators, but in real life, they'll just
Yeah.
be there. Like me, I'm just gonna be there. So
I won't be. I won't be. I'm sorry. But
I'll be playing. I don't know how much commentating I'll do. Maybe a little bit.
this was a good run. I'm very happy with this run. I'm glad that I de-rusted for like 3 days. I still think I'm gonna play this game though. I want a PB.
Yeah, we got to do our PB review.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to make Vinny the GOAT, guys.
I mean, this gameplay wasn't that bad. I just wasn't super risky, which is fine. But...
Mm-hmm.
we get to see the world where Vintage and KPL are top 5.
Surely.
That's a crazy sentence.
That is a crazy sentence. I don't know if KPO is going to come back for a while. He's a little preoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see the time. Then we'll end it.
All right. Drum roll. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's take our guesses before. What do you think it is?
This-
I don't.
This
38.
is a 38-48.
I think
That's
it's
my
a-
guess.
I think it's a 38-34.
I'm gonna say 38-38.
Actually, 38-26. Let's see. 21. Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Not bad.
nice. That's a Spence Pop.
Yeah, that would be a Spence pop.
GG.
Sorry, Spence. No, I'm joking. But yeah. Well, this was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Heroes shown off again here. Not going to be the
Yeah.
last time of the day, of the marathon, I should say. But thank you all three of you for hopping in and giving us a good showcase. It's been a lot of fun. We have got a big one coming up after the break because we've got another relay, the second relay of the event. We've got the Sonic Adventure Dreamcast All Stories relay, so look forward to that. That's going to be a lengthy one. But yeah, thank you all once again. If you've got any last things to say or promote or sign off with, then go ahead.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
See you all in a little
Goodbye
bit.
forever.
Don't go anywhere, gamers. Take care.